Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl and this is Your Journey Yoga. Today, another just great yoga session to clear out the cobwebs of the brain, to get the blood flowing, to get the body feeling good, and just if it's just starting your day off, get your day started off right. If you're ending your day, hopefully a great recipe for a restful night's sleep, guys. So just letting go of the tension and stress from yesterday or days past, and just being present right here on your mat, within the four corners of your mat, guys. When we figure out how to do that, it's pretty amazing and pretty powerful when we give ourselves just a little oasis, a little island of happiness to reconnect mind, body, and spirit. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I hope you subscribe and you keep coming back. I hope you spread the word and just help me positively affect more and more people in this world. That's my ultimate goal, guys. So let's get going. We are going to start in child's pose. So coming over onto the hands and knees, and then just gently let those hips sit back. Extending those arms out nice and long. Close your eyes and just breathe. Now you can have those knees together, or you can open up those knees, creating some space for the tummy and chest. You can stack your hands below the forehead, just giving you a little extra lift, or stacking fists. We're just going to take a moment here in our child's pose to listen to the body and to check in. So hopefully there's no expectations, but human nature, we always have expectations. Let them go. Just check in with your body, the messages that it's sending. Check in with your breath. Fill those lungs with love, with awareness, with energy, with air. Those fresh, new oxygenated breaths, quieting mind, quieting body. Present right here. And let's inhale, lift just slightly and walk your hands out to the left. Reach to your right fingertips as far as you can reach and press your hips to the right. And relax the weight of your head down. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk it back through center. And let's walk it to the right. Reaching through those left fingertips, press your hips to the left and relax the weight of your head down. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk it back through to center. Sit it back to child's pose. Inhale, circle the hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms overhead as you keep your sit bones right by your heels to a kneeling position, and slowly hinge it forward back down to child's pose, keeping your bum right next to those heels. Circle the hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms overhead. Really working to keep those heels and the hips right next to each other, those sit bones, and then hinge it forward back to child's pose. Let's do that one more time. Circle the arms around, big circle of those arms up and overhead. Inhale, reach to the sky, lift up onto those knees, and then exhale, sit it back down, keep those arms overhead. Inhale, lift, and exhale, sit it back. This time let's lift, and this time exhale, arch it back. Open the arms to a nice wide V. Inhale, reach to the sky and sit it back. And let's walk those hands down the thighs, coming forward to tabletop. Hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width. Core is nice and strong. Take a big breath in, belly towards the mat. Gaze and sit bones lift towards the sky. Exhale, hollow the tummy and chest, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone to cat. We inhale it back to cow, keeping the core strong, transitioning between these two poses. Just working out kinks, guys, checking in. Let's do one more each direction. Big, full, deep breaths. Coming back to that neutral spine. And sit it back to child's pose. Extend those arms out long. Inhale, circle the hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms overhead. This time come all the way up onto the knees. Pull the hands to heart center. Bring your knees slightly together. And we're going to bring that right foot forward. A little lean in. A little push back. Keeping those hips square. A little lean in. Keeping those hips square. Exhale, straighten that leg just a bit. And sink. Let's do that one more time. Inhale it up. And then exhale, sink. Place that right hand to the right thigh. Left arm extends out and up. Arch it back a little or a lot. And then gently lean to the right. Breathe. Inhale back to center. We rise, releasing that left hand to the inside of the right foot. Rotate your body and extend. Right arm to the sky, reach it up as high as you can reach. Extend out of the shoulder up through the tips of your fingers. Now let's tuck the back toes and lift that back knee. As you inhale, bend the knee. Keep those toes tucked. And exhale, extend. Inhale, bend, little touch. Exhale and extend. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. And gently release that right hand down. Back knee to the mat. Keep those toes tucked under and begin to sit your sit bones back. Stretching those toes, the calves, the hamstring down that right side. Square those hips. Now slowly pull those right toes off the mat and draw your nose towards your knee. We inhale, coming forward. Untuck those back toes, lift the chest, place your hands on your thigh, let your hips be heavy. Pull the hands to heart center. We shift our weight back up over that left knee and pull that right knee back in. Nice job. And we take that left leg forward, leaning in. Inhale, extend that leg, keep those hips square. And then exhale, sink it in. So feeling that really nice stretch. And coming back up. Exhale and sink. And rise. And sink. Releasing that left hand to the left thigh. Right arm extends out. Lift it up. And arch it back. A little or a lot. Those hips are pressing forward and we're reaching back with those right fingertips. Just that beautiful stretch and a little lean to the left. Deepening that stretch all the way down the front, down that right side. Inhale it back to center and we rise. Releasing that right hand to the inside of that left foot. Rotate your body and extend. Left arm to the sky, reach it up as high as you can reach. Find that breath, adjust that right hand under you wherever you need it to be. Let's tuck those right toes and lift that back knee. Let those hips be heavy. Take a big breath in, bending that right knee, toes stay tucked, and extend the leg. Keep reaching through those left fingertips. Inhale, a little tap of that right knee, and exhale, extend it out. One more time, bend the knee, and extend. And bend the knee, releasing the hand to the mat, one hand on either side of the foot. Keep those toes tucked under, and let's slowly press it back. Reaching those sit bones back towards your bum. Left toes slowly pressing off the mat. Squaring those hips, drawing the nose towards that left knee. Breathe, feeling the stretch in those right toes and the arch of your foot. Beautiful stretch down the back of that left leg. Let's inhale, coming forward, bending that left knee once again. Untuck those toes, lift the chest, pull the hands to heart center. Holding here for just a moment. Finding that breath, slowly shifting your weight back up over that right knee. And let's bring that left knee back in. Awesome. Slowly lower the bottom. And rise. This time extend those arms out in front. And as you exhale, lean it back. Stay strong through the core, long through the spine. and rise. So we're really firing up those quadriceps. We lower it back, just leaning back, core strong. And we rise. Let's do that 2 more times. Lower it back, keep that core strong, fire up those quadriceps. And rise. Let's do that once more. And we can either keep those arms extended or cross them. Oh, you feel how that extra weight just influenced that? Oh, yes. And rise. Sit it back, release your hands, and extend those arms out to child's pose. Good deep breaths, guys. Arms extended out nice and long. Hands shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers wide. We're going to inhale up to a modified high plank. Shoulders right over the fingertips. Core is strong. Nice long line down the back of the body. Let's take it super slow. Down. Just melt. So this modified crocodile, if you typically do it on your toes, it's going to feel fairly easy. It is never easy. Press it through up dog. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips to down dog. And let's gently alternate bending knees, walk it out. Just feel that good stretch down the backs of the legs. Let's inhale up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders towards your thighs, reach your sit bones high. And as you exhale, let your heels gently sink. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Toes turn out, heel is on your mat. Breathe, and we're just going to stay here for a moment. Core is strong, lifting out of those shoulders. Now being mindful of those knees, mindful of your body, making sure that it feels okay to you. We're going to draw that left foot in across from the right. Lowering the bottom as low as feels right to you. Now you might need to adjust your feet a bit. That's okay. Adjust away, and let's pull those hands to heart center. Noticing where that weight is in your feet. Oftentimes it kind of rolls to the front of your foot, through the arch of your foot. We want to press the outside edge of your foot into the mat. Now leading with the crown of the head, doing your best not to let that bottom rise. That bottom wants to lift first. We want to stay long through the spine, and we're going to rise. Slow and steady. Extend the arms to the sky. Interlace your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Now rise up onto the balls of the feet. Breathe. Strong through the core. Soft through the shoulders. Slowly releasing the heels, pulling those hands back down to heart center. And let's sink. Bending those knees, tailbones straight towards the ground. Knees open wide, elbows to the insides of those knees. And just gently press against those knees. And let's just rock side to side. Just play with it a little bit. You can lift your toes. Just play, whatever feels good. And come back to center. Release your hands. Step your left foot back. And then your right to plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. And let's gently alternate bending knees. Walk it out. Nice, big, deep breaths. As you exhale, let both heels gently sink. We shift our weight to our right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Toes are off the mat, heel is on, and we're going to hold here for just a moment. Knee open out nice and wide, feeling that great stretch through the groin, the inner thigh, that left hip, that right hip flexor. As we lift out of those shoulders and lengthen through the crown of the head, just that length through the spine, through the back of the body. So we can be promoting good posture even when we're not standing, just by lengthening and strengthening. Now let's take that right foot in across from the left. Toes turned out, heel is on. Lift the chest. Pull the hands to heart center. So again, we're mindful of taking care of those knees. So if we need to keep the bottom a little bit higher and keep that support with those hands, that's absolutely fine, you guys. Breathe. Again, checking in. Where is that weight distributed in those feet? We want it to the outside. So feeling all four corners of the foot, rooting into the earth. Find your breath. And let's rise. Again, that tailbone wants to lift. We're not going to let it. We're going to extend. We're going to reach. And this time we're going to open those arms to a nice wide V. Gaze to the sky. Arch it back a little or a lot. Inhale, reach to the sky. Slowly, hands come back to heart center. And we sink all the way back down to our garland pose or our frog pose. So again, if you have hands supporting, it's okay, absolutely fine. Breathe. We release that left hand to the inside of that left foot. And we're going to reach and extend right arm to the sky. Circling that right arm around behind your back, take your gaze over that right shoulder. Just circle that right hand around your back as far as you can reach. Once again, extending that right arm to the sky and gently releasing it down. Right hand down along the inside of the foot. Left arm extends to the sky, reach it up. So you'll shift a little bit of weight towards that right foot. Circling that left arm around behind. Take your gaze out over that left shoulder and just circle the back of your body with that left arm as best you can. How's your breath? Extending left arm once again and gently releasing it back. Hands pull into heart center. Breathe and just gently sway side to side. So we're getting a lot of mobility through those knees, guys. Lots of mobility through the hips. You're like, I'm already done with garland pose. Yes, you are. Come back to center. Place the hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. And then the left to down or to a high plank. Crocodile down. We're almost to down dog. Press it through up dog. Ooh, that feels good through those hips. And step it back to down dog. Breathe. Nice work with that, you guys. That's an intense flow of asanas there. Taking a gaze between your hands. Walk, step, or hop. So good for those hips, though. Oh, my goodness. Hands down, head down. Just give your head a little shake, yes or no. And let's bring the hands to the elbows, holding on. Gently swaying side to side. Just feels so good. Letting go of tension, guys. Coming back to center, release those arms. Shift your weight to your heels and ever so slowly bend those knees. Lowering down. Safely coming down onto your bottom. And let's turn and come to easy pose. Crossing those legs. Hands down by your sides. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. As you exhale, release the chin towards the chest. Letting go of tension in the neck. Inhale, head up nice and tall, and as you exhale, take your gaze out over that right shoulder. With a little tuck of your chin towards the right shoulder. Close your eyes. Inhale, lift your gaze, turn it back to face front. And as you exhale, take your gaze out over that left shoulder. A little tuck of your chin towards your collarbone. Inhale, lift your gaze, turn it back to face front. Again, release the chin towards the chest. Bring the hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and just gently pull elbows right around the ears. Inhale, head up nice and tall, open those elbows wide. Release your hands and let's walk those hands forward. Releasing and extending those arms. So upper body just heavy. Breathe. You can extend those arms out just as far as you want to walk them out. You can stack those hands. I want you to notice if your tailbone lifted off the mat. If so, gently press it back down. Inhale, circle the hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms overhead as you reach it up tall. Exhale and release that right hand to the mat, left arm up and over. Staying on the palm of that right hand, reach as far as you can reach. When you can't reach anymore, give a little push with that right hand against the floor and lift that left side of the rib cage. Space between those ribs, stretching those intercostal muscles. Inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Reach, 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 reach. Keeping that right sit bone connected to the earth. When you can't reach anymore, give a little push with that left hand, lift the right side of the rib cage. It's a pretty small motion, guys, but it's also just amazing. Just add that extra little bit. And inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up. Exhale and release your hands down by your sides. Let's bring that right foot around behind. So we've kind of made a letter Z, if you will. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. Taking that right hand behind us to the ankle, left hand to the top of the knee. Sit up as tall as you can sit, and then really use that hand to pull and rotate. You can bring that right hand a little further behind you if you like, or even wrap it around the back of you, working to find that left hip or left thigh. Breathe. Just checking in. And slowly release. Now that right hand taking across to that left knee. Left hand behind, sit up as tall as you can sit, and take your gaze out over that back shoulder. Go ahead and kind of lift off of that right sit bone a little bit. And feel that really nice stretch all through that hip, through the lower back. And gently release it back around, and let's walk those hands forward, right out over that left shin. Breathe. Stacking the hands, relaxing the weight of the head. Just quieting the body. And let's slowly walk it back up. We're going to switch sides. So bringing that right foot in, sweeping the left foot around behind. Sit up nice and tall and breathe. So taking that left hand, taking a hold of the ankle, crossing that right hand over to the left knee, sit up as tall as you can sit. Now use that hand to pull, because it's not a natural rotation here. We're kind of going against the grain here as we pull and lengthen through the spine as we create that rotation. Gazing out over that left shoulder. Again, you can bring that left hand behind you a little bit more, or you can even circle that arm around. Reaching around, can you find that right thigh? Find your breath. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here, guys, making sure that we still get those big deep breaths. And let's slowly release that rotation. And we cross that left hand over to the top of the right knee. Right hand behind us is going to help prop us up nice and tall. And we're going to rotate and take our gaze out over that right shoulder. Go ahead and let that lift sit bone lift a little bit off of the mat as you rotate. We just get this really nice stretch through the hips, through the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. And let's slowly release that rotation, turning back to face front. And let's walk the hands forward, right out over that shin. Stacking the hands, releasing the weight of the head down onto the hands. And just let your upper body be heavy. And let's slowly walk it back up, crossing that left leg in front of the right. So this should feel a little bit wonky. This should be the other leg in front. If it's not, go ahead and switch. So having this leg in front, one that you wouldn't typically choose, for me it feels really foreign, really kind of weird, but it's okay, because that's what we want. We want to give our body a little something that's not normal, that has to work towards feeling normal. I don't know if this will ever feel normal, but we'll see. And then we're going to walk those hands forward, because we already did the other side. So again, you can extend those arms out nice and long, or you can stack your hands. Sometimes by having that opposite leg in front, you might not have quite the range of motion. It's fine. No worries. Nice, big, full, deep breaths. And let's slowly walk those hands back up. Now we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Knees open out nice and wide. Sit up tall. Use the hands to pull those heels in towards your bottom. We're just going to take a hold at the ankles and roll those shoulders back, knees down. Close your eyes. As you draw that chest through the arms, feel that length in the spine. Nice, big, deep breaths. Now we're going to do our very best to hinge from our hips as opposed to bending from the waist. So we keep that length in the spine and we slowly begin to hinge forward. The moment you feel those shoulders roll forward, stop, roll them back. Keeping those shoulders lengthened, rolled back, keeping that spine lengthened through the crown of the head. Now you might not come all the way over where you want to go. I want you to really work on that length and that hinge from the hips. Breathe. Now release your hands and go ahead and just round it over. Now we're bending at the waist, and if you want to adjust where your feet are, adjust. You can slide them forward a little bit. I always like to have my feet in a little closer when I do the hinge from the hips, and then bring them out a little bit when I'm just folding forward. Both wonderful stretches. Now starting at the tailbone, just slowly roll it up. Hands just slide up your shins as you sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and slide forward up towards the top of your mat. Extend those arms out nice and long. Keeping that butterfly position with the legs, we're just going to slowly, slower, lower down. It's a little more challenging than having those legs long. And pull those heels in. Open those knees out nice and wide. Rest your hands on your hips. Slow, steady breaths. And let's slowly close those knees. Soles of the feet come to the mat. Hands come down by your sides. Tuck the pelvis so that the small of the back presses into the mat, and begin to press your heels into the mat as you lift your hips towards the sky, peeling your spine off the mat one vertebra at a time. Up to bridge pose, resting on the back of the head, back of the shoulders. Knees right in line with those hips. We bring the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, rolling one shoulder underneath you at a time, helping to stack those, to lift those hips even more. Breathe. A little walk of those feet back up towards you if you like, lifting those hips. We're going to slowly transition weight to our toes as you lift the heels, knees remaining right in line with those hips. Breathe. And gently coming back down onto those heels. Releasing the hands, unrolling those shoulders one at a time, and ever so slowly releasing one vertebra back to the mat at a time. Knees again remaining in line with those hips. Bottom is the very last to touch. Drawing one knee in towards your chest, and then the other. Hands to the shins just below your knees. Pull them in nice and tight. And gently rock side to side. We come back to center, hands once again down by your sides. Extend your legs to the sky, point your toes. Now flex your feet. Now you can choose to stay right here. If you are taking special care of your neck or your shoulders or your back today, or you happen to have high blood pressure, I recommend you staying here. If you feel great and you're ready to come back to plow pose, let's take it up and back. So those legs are long, but they can be bent. Knees can be open or legs can be together. Arms can be extended behind you, or your hands can be on the small of the back, supporting, helping to lift those hips. Keeping your gaze up towards the legs, towards the sky, not looking side to side. Breathe. Stimulating the thyroid. You're welcome to interlace your fingers, perhaps rolling those shoulders underneath you, helping to stack those hips even more. Releasing your hands, unrolling the shoulders, and ever so slowly rolling out a plow. Toes towards the sky. We bend those knees once again, hands to the shins just below those knees. Keeping that right knee tucked in, extend your left leg out and down. Right arm extends out to a T, left hand to the outside of the right knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat, turn and take your gaze out over that right arm, and just close your eyes. Awesome work today, you guys. Just feels so good to move, to breathe, to challenge ourselves. Sometimes that's really, really good, you guys. It's always really good. Sometimes it just doesn't feel great, but it's always good. Rolling back to center, extending that right leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip, and slowly lower your leg down. And gently let it come to rest. Left knee comes in, left arm extends out, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Turn your gaze out over that left arm. So one of the wonderful things about yoga is every time you step onto your mat, that's why I said let go of expectations, because you never know what's coming, right? You never know exactly how your body is going to respond, how your breath is going to respond. Sometimes I feel that those days where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do anything, and you just drag yourself to your mat, literally with zero expectations, sometimes those are the best practices, because you get into it, you get breathing and you get moving, and your body is just like, oh my gosh, thank you. But you let yourself have no expectations. Some days when you feel great and you're like, yeah, let's get on, let's do yoga, and you have all these expectations that everything is just going to be super hunky-dory and everything's just going to flow right, and you get off the mat like, wow, that was a train wreck. No, it wasn't. You were on there. You got some great stuff done. Gently releasing, rolling back to center. Extend that left leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip, and slowly lower your leg down. So those expectations, guys, they can really be a buzzkill. And allow it come to rest. Arms come down by your sides, turn your palms open to the sky. If you're more comfortable, you can pull those feet into reclined butterfly. You can roll to your side. You can even come up to a seated position. I just invite you to find a comfortable place. Allow your hands to rest, your breath to flow. Taking a moment to acknowledge any thoughts that may have entered your mind today. And after acknowledging those thoughts, just gently let them drift away. If they are important, they will return. Breath slow and steady. And within the mind's eye, I want you to notice a color, a light within your mind's eye. What color is it? Is it soft? Is it bright? Is it warm or is it cool? Within this light, there is amazing energy and strength. As you move towards this light, I want you to feel that energy. A healthy mind, a healthy body. A sense of joy. A sense of gratitude. This beautiful body of yours, allowing you to take this journey today. A willing spirit, an open heart, accepting and full of love. We let our breath heal us from old past hurts, forgiving and moving on. We hold on to that sense of peace within us as we relax and just breathe. And ever so gently, we begin to move the fingers and the toes to deepen our breath. We begin to stretch our limbs. Taking the time you need. As you're ready, gently drawing the knees in towards your chest and rolling to one side. Using the strength of your arms, we come up to a seated position that feels right to you. Close your eyes, rest your hands, slow, deep breaths. And as we bring our practice to a close, we pull the hands to heart center. Just a few words that you can take with you or let them float on by. Choose to make someone's day a little brighter. Reach out and let them know that you were thinking of them. Let's gently open the eyes. Take a big breath in, reach to the sky. And exhale, pull the hands back to heart center. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, be well. And until the next time, namaste.